Hello, friends. I know that for many, many people, these times are extremely hard, and there's a lot of suffering and anxiety and upset. And I understand, and there's also a lot of loneliness. And I notice sometimes, either through comments or people I talk to or clients, whatever, that many people feel very alone in this. And when we feel alone, until we have healed that from within and find ourselves, find our place of safety, refuge, there is a tendency to um, be with people or groups or something so that at least we feel connected, even though it may not be the best connection or the best subject to agree with each other. But there is something where we feel at least I am not alone when I'm here. How shall we even put that today? It is really important that we don't feel alone. And when we're feeling alone, there's definitely a tendency to more, the heavy feelings and therefore also to reach out maybe in a direction that may not be the best direction for us. So if we can start finding a common ground with others that can help us connect with the only real place of safety, which is in here, we can start sharing that with each other. I think that it will benefit us and support us a lot better as we are moving through these times. So, but I want to just say that there's nothing wrong with reaching out and maybe having reached out and found common ground with others in an area that might not be supportive for your own growth and your own awakening and embodiment. But we have to honor that need for that. And I was talking to a friend not so long ago who has had a lot of upset and anxiety about what is going on in the world. And she finds common ground when she goes to demonstrations because everybody is very loving, it's very peaceful, and of course that's beautiful because that's what we love. But I also sense that there might be an underlying common ground in disliking somebody. I won't mention names, or by bashing somebody or agreeing on how awful they are or how whatever it is, right? So there's a commonality in negativity, and that might feel good for a while. Absolutely, it's the same when we connect with people and both have, like, maybe say a bad reaction or some really bad gossip about somebody. There is some kind of a bonding. But it's the bonding may feel good, but it has to do with something that is negative or I was going to say unholy, unhealthy. And in the long run, it is not going to last because remember, the world is a mirror of our inner state. And if we have an inner state of division against somebody, whether it's a big figure in the world or just, who knows, a neighbor, a friend, or whatever. It's we are we are bringing more division to the world. And unless that is what you want, it's not going to get you to the place of peace, which is what most of us really want to bring into the world now. So just noticing in yourself, where do you find some common ground with others where you feel at least I'm not alone anymore. And I really mean, I'm saying this in a very compassionate way to honor that part that needs us, that needs us to have that connection. But we also have to add a little piece and become conscious of what is this communality, this sense of connection fed by. And that is what we keep bringing into the world. So it's not going to get better out there. You might have more demonstrations on about the same person or whatever is going on in the world, but there's still a division. Now, can we do it without the division? That's certainly a practice, because I don't think there's anything wrong in going out into the world and speak your truth and say what we want and what is not okay with us. It's very powerful. But I think it's even more powerful if we do it from a sense of from a sense of division inside of ourselves, because if we do that, we just create more of it. Now, this is not easy because we have lived through this old paradigm, through this false matrix, which is all about division. We have a long, long history and conditioning to divide, to divide, to divide. Me versus them versus us, whatever it is. This is what we are moving out of now as we're moving out of the old paradigm into the new earth. We cannot bring division with us into a state of oneness. It makes sense, right? You can't bring division into oneness, because when you do, the oneness is division again. And that's why we talked about, you cannot bring your past into the future if you want a different future. If you want the same future, bring it on, bring your past division. But we really are at a point right now where we have choice. We have the consciousness that we can choose, some more, some less, but it's available for us now. For me, I really feel that I have left the old paradigm behind as much as I'm aware of. I'm sure, well, I know there's still some tendrils, that want to pull me back. But because of the work that I've been doing for so long and what I'm sharing with you, that muscle to choose is getting very, very strong. So if there is a pull back in, I will probably notice it, and I may need to do some work there to unhook from it. More and more, I just find myself in that new earth energy, which is who and what I am anyway. We all are. And that can only be experienced by not engaging in the old anymore. And when we are here, I'm telling you, it's a very different experience of life, because you're only motivated by love, goodness, oneness, truth. It's just, that's all that is here, and that's all that we are. And when we go back to our I am presence, which we can say is the new earth, because now the I am presence is no longer covered as much, at least by all these slides of limitations that we have experienced it through. So here we are moving, we are beginning to embody, we're moving into, it's like we're moving, we're literally moving, guys. We're moving out of the old into a new house, right? You're not going to bring your old house with you. You're just going to leave it behind. And now I'm here, and now I'm going to put a whole all new furniture and decorate it with something that I really love, something that makes me feel happy and good. All the old stuff, the old curtains, and it's like, oh no, I don't want that anymore. That's kind of yucky and old and dirty. Now it's going to be new. So, what do you want to bring into the new earth as you? We're not talking about things, as you. Who are you in the new earth? Who and what are you without your past? Who and what are you without division, without bonding from division? Past, all about division and limitation and negativity and duality. We are working our way out of that, and we're finding ourselves in a new place where we don't quite know how it works yet. So it's a little like, you kind of have to feel your way into that new, which is what you are, but it's simply you without the limitation, the division, negativity. That's the simple way of saying it. The hard way is, of course, to catch yourself and find out every time you get pulled in what I talked about. I think yesterday. You can go and watch that again. Um, so if we want to demonstrate, which I am totally for, if that's something that fills your heart, see if you can bring that new earth energy to the demonstration. So you're actually bringing the solution instead of bringing, right? You bring that new earth energy that you want, that you long for, that you came here for. You bring that. And then, I don't know, what would your signs say if you bring new earth? What would it be like? You would say, peace, connection, authenticity, and you stay in that energy. If people want to, if people start, if they do, they may, but they may not. You are here to bring the new earth. You're not here to fight the old paradigm. You can't fight the old paradigm in the new earth. You can leave the old paradigm and become the new earth. So the place we need to find peace in, or I'm looking for a word, it's escaping me right now. It's basically only inside. Being in a demonstration, beautiful, enjoy it. Bring what you want to become, what you want the new earth to become. The word is refuge. What is the place of refuge in this world that is going completely nuts? You can fight it, you can try and change it. You're basically just adding to it. You can go to the place of refuge where there is peace, where you leave that behind, and then you bring that, and you be that, and you live that, and you breathe that, you speak that. So my invitation that's been going on for a while, of course, is really to become the new earth and start practicing speaking it, walking it, breathing it, all that, so it becomes your reality. And you can only do that by leaving the past behind. So again, also, when I started saying, we often find that connection maybe with an underlying division for connection. See if you can find to be with people who really are beginning to be immersed in the new earth, and find your connection there. Find the bonding there. It's really nice. I have some wonderful friends. Like when we get together, we are so on the same page. We have no interest in that. Maybe just to check out, what's going on in the world, but not engaging or discussing or arguing or whatever. It is, it's divine. It really is. So I would invite you to find, maybe there's online groups, or there's something in your neighborhood, or you can start something where you simply come together for the good. We want to create, this is the world we want to create. And then you can start sharing what it is, what is exciting about the new earth, instead of what's wrong with the old, right? Can you see the difference? So the more of us connect in here, the energy grows and you can feel it, and you bring more of the new earth frequency to all of us. Little light communities here and there where we choose to focus on the light, on the truth. We're not bypassing. If we feel stuck in the old, we need to do the work to get out of it. But we're not going to engage in it. So there's a big difference. So we help each other to unhook, and we all have to be willing to see where we're hooked and look and do whatever it takes to let go. This is for those of us who want to be fully free and bring in the new earth. If you still feel moved to go out there and, whatever it is, something where you still engage in the old, do it. That's your choice. That's your choice. Everything is a choice. And I'm always trying to shine some light on the choices that may be unconscious for many of us, and what other options there are to choose. And I always invite you to choose from the longing in your heart. Okay, my friends, give it a try. Please comment below. Let me know how that lands for you, how it works for you. And if you need support to unhook and to see where you're still stuck, connect with me, set up a self-discovery session with me. All right, friends, have a blessed day.